right as I was about to start this clip, there was a loud noise. I think it was a firework. I don't know. But it scared the bejesus out of poor Rocky. Poor thing, he was just having a nice little nap. A pre-bedtime nap. Good timing. I was just gonna say that it's been a weird day. Every time I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down and do this thing or that thing, something comes up and I'm just like, great. I really needed this for my mental health. So basically I've got nothing done since I got home from class. So that's great. I love that for me. But I'm almost finished with the Raven Cycle second book, which is The Dream Thieves. Yeah, I've been having a fun time rereading The Raven Boys. I do every time. I just love that series so much. It's so good. So I'm going to finish that. I don't know why when I read the first book, I was like, I don't think I'm going to do a full reread of the whole series. Girl, who was I kidding? So I'm going to finish that and then I'm going to read Blue Lily, Lily Blue, which is my favorite book in the entire series. So I'm very much looking forward to that. And I've been trying to read in tandem, combined reading, you know, audiobook and physical book. But I've mostly just been listening to the audio because it's such a short book and it just goes by so quickly. So
that you could do when he had no love for a part of you and he couldn't see it was a part of him too. And you left your family home many years ago. Don't forget all of those who you left on planes, and don't forget all of those who you left on boats. And you know you'll never make your way back home. Remember the land from which you've grown, but don't let the children in on the pain you know, or how you did the best that you could do. Without the funds and without a clue, all that you can do is say I love you. And you left your family home many years ago. Go find somewhere safe out on these shores where things are still, both above and below. And sparrows come and sparrows go, but then comes the day when they're fully grown. But there's nothing that you will know, just cell phone silence caused by the violence. All at once I understood.
Hi, it's Friday. The thing that I've been waiting to happen all week finally happened today. Okay, not all week. I guess I've been waiting all week, but I didn't expect it to happen until Wednesday, but it only just happened today. I'm fine, it's fine. But today I had my 9 a.m. class. It's kind of painful, but it's also kind of rewarding to like be out there so early. The bright sunlight. There's always a farmer's market on Friday, so I get to like say I'm gonna treat myself. It's the end of the week. I finished all my classes. Let me get a little morning bun. Stop me now. Anyways, so I've been listening to Blue Lily Lily Blue, which is the third book in the Raven Cycle series, and I just love that book so much. That's my favorite book of the three, and I just love this series so much. And I know that once I finish this one and start the Raven King, it's gonna be so painful. I'm gonna be so sad to leave these characters again. And I just looked in my reading journal, and I reread this last year. It does not feel like I did, and I was gonna reread it during the spring, but I never got to it. It would have been even closer of a reread. I just love that series so much. It's not one that I can just like put the audiobook on and like just listen to in the background. When I reread it, I'm dedicated to doing a full reread and listening to all the parts. Like whenever I reread Harry Potter, I just listen to random chapters and skip over some chapters, and it's never like a complete reread, so I don't usually count it. But with the Raven Cycle, it's just so good. I haven't read any of the spin-off stuff because I'm just not interested in that. I'm sure it's probably good, but whenever series finish, but then due to popular demand, the author keeps writing, I'm just like, I don't feel like those are the characters that I love, you know? Like, I feel like they're changed somewhat. I just would rather them exist in the way they did at the very end of the last book. So, yeah. And that's not to say I don't read books, sequels and stuff after, but I think all that has a root in the Percy Jackson series, where, you know, the main series finished and then there was a spin-off series with the Roman gods, and it just didn't feel quite right. It didn't feel like my characters, and I mean, I still read it and still enjoyed it, but there's still just that like unsettling feeling. So this coffee is getting cold and it's kind of gross. So I've been pretty busy this afternoon. I applied to school, not grad school, but like a continuing education kind of thing. Who knows, honestly. And I did it fairly quickly. Like, I thought of it today. Well, it had been in the back of my mind literally all summer, and I just never quite remembered the name of the school. One of my thesis professors had recommended that I should probably check out a certain college because they have a certain program that would be applicable to what I was doing with my thesis work. So I finally looked it up today, and I looked at the application. Deadline was yesterday. Whatever, it's fine. So I looked it up, filled out the application. I feel like it should have taken a lot longer. My memory of applying to schools when I applied to college for the first time, it felt like that took ages and like days and weeks. And I just filled it out, and then it asked for a paper. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to use my thesis paper because that's relevant. That's what I would be that's the whole point of continuing education, is to continue with that research and stuff. So I purposely hadn't looked at my thesis paper all summer so I could come back to it in the fall with fresh eyes. You know, you have to be distant from something to be able to come back and like look at it a little more objectively. And in my case, actually see the grammar mistakes, because I just am incapable of seeing them. So I just edited it. Some sentences definitely needed some help. I think that the intro paragraph, I just like wrote kind of last minute because I needed an intro, and that definitely needed some help. But a lot of it, I was like, did I write this? Because she sounds so smart. Like, there's no way. But there is a way, because I did write it. Like, I feel so warm in my heart. Like, I feel so proud of myself, because in writing and the existence of the paper, I'm achieving exactly the point of the paper in writing the paper. You know what I mean? So I really love it. It's my child now. One day I hope to publish it, but right now I feel like I need more edits. Like, I need to keep it and then not look at it for a while and then come back and edit it again. And of course this research will be like an ongoing thing for the rest of my life, but this paper is like the beginning of it, and I'm sure when I expand on it, it'll be a separate paper. It won't be like within the same paper. So if you're really interested in it academically, send me an email. Let me know. If you don't really know what I'm talking about, this is my photography thesis, so I made a set of photos and wrote a paper in tandem, like about the photos. But for me, it wasn't like specifically about the photos, but the ideas behind like making the photos and why I'm even making them, because like my one-liner is most if not all the photos that come out of Belize are taken by white American European tourists using the white gaze to take from us, because the action of photography you are taking, every single photo that is taken has an agenda. There's no objective photograph. You think photojournalism is objective? No, it isn't. From the photo, the way that you frame the photo, to all the photos that you take, which one of them you choose, and you're always trying to tell a very specific thing. Don't fucking trust photojournalists, okay? I don't trust journalists. My dad offended me by suggesting that I would go to school for journalism. Are you cracked? Anyways, no shade to people that study journalism, I guess. But anyways, the point is, I'm getting off topic here, that it's about my identity as a Creole, Mayan, Belizean, and what it's like to wrestle my identity back from the claws of colonization and the white gaze. In short, I guess. But yeah, there's a lot to it, and like I said, it's the beginning of a larger work. It's a work that's gonna span the rest of my life, for sure, because that's my identity, it's who I am. That's what this work is. So anyways, I went in and did some edits and also some tweaks so that certain parts didn't directly refer to the photos, so we could like relatively stand alone. I mean, the photos are still relevant and they exist within the paper, but whatever. It already kind of did that, but it just needed some little things. But yeah, so I used that to apply for school, and I would be going in the spring. I know, I'm like just going from one school into another, and it kind of like hurts my sentimental heart, because I would like some time to like finish from the new school and like feel sentimental about it and then like continue my life journey. But no, I do not have the luxury to like laze about and, I don't know, do whatever privileged people do, like take a gap year. And I would like to work, but I figured I'd just apply, because what better time than the present? And this next step in my education would be taking me away from photography. That's not what I want to do. As well as identity photography is not very sustainable financially, and it would be moving me more into history and that kind of research, rewriting history, because history has been primarily written by straight white men. But I assume I'll figure it out as I go, and you know, I don't know of a clearly defined profession that I'm, you know, we'll work it out. I'm still a young gal. But anyways, that is all for now. Thank you for listening. I'm gonna go find something to eat because I'm so hungry, and continue listening to Blue Lily Lily Blue. Oh, how I love that series.